It's finally here. Let's meet the newest member of the Nintendo Switch family. This is the OLED model, the white variation. Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel Nintendo Collecting. This new system released on October the 8th, it is a little bit more expensive than the traditional Nintendo Switch model. So this one sells for an MSRP of $350 US compared to the $300 of the original Nintendo Switch. This features a 7-inch OLED display that's a lot more vibrant compared to the previous systems. It also has a wide adjustable stand, a dock that has a wired LAN port, long time since Nintendo supported the LAN port, and also 64 gigabytes of internal storage and improved audio as well. So let's take a look at this. Before I get into it, I'm going to post my video of the unboxing of Metroid Dread that released the same day on October the 8th. It also came with 2 amiibo, so check that out. I'll put it as a card in the top right hand corner once that releases. Let me know what your thoughts are on Metroid Dread as well. Really exciting to get that the same day as this. My wallet obviously is going to hurt quite a bit. Alright, so this packaging is clearly different than the previous system's packaging. The original one is much more horizontal in a much larger box, so that's quickly right away the marketing campaign, how you can tell that you're buying a new variation of the system. Red box packaging, and it's more vertical. Also a much more sleek box if you want to compare the size dimensions. It is just a little bit, I guess, wider and a little bit taller, but overall it's completely more narrow, and that's what you're going to get with this. Alright, so let's open this up. First though, on the back, it does have an image of everything that you get. It claims to be 3 different modes. You have tabletop mode, TV mode, and handheld mode. On the side, it also tells you everything that you're going to get in the box, but it's just the normal stuff that we're used to. The Switch console, the Joy-Cons, L and R, also the Joy-Con straps, the HDMI cable, the dock that is white, the Joy-Con grip, and the Switch AC adapter. Note that there is no Ethernet port cable that's going to come inside of this box. Also, we have all the warning signs and everything like that on the system. Look at how beautiful that is right away. The system looks the exact same, but the bezel is going to be a lot smaller. So let's take out the system, and let's also take out the Joy-Cons, and then we'll go through everything else that's included in the box as well. Let me just pull this aside. So here, it looks like we have the instructions that are hidden right here behind this cardboard. Just going to put that over here on the side as well. Then here, the other important stuff that we want to look at, we do have the cables, we also have the AC adapter, and I guess back here are the other cables for the dock and stuff like that. But the main thing that we really want to look at is the system and the brand new dock that apparently is also future-proof. So let's take that dock out. The other cables and stuff maybe we'll just take a look at towards the end, but we want to look at the cool stuff first. Alright, so first of all, let's take a look at this system. Just going to be really careful with this. It does come in its own bag. Note that nothing on the box was actually factory sealed. It just has no circle stickers in my region or anything like that. I am obviously noticing some differences in this dock, and I will go over some comparisons to the older dock in a moment. I am just going to pop the stand, I hope open a bit more. Let's just see if I can do that. Wonderful. Alright, and let's just put this to the side for a second so I can get the Joy-Cons out as well. White Joy-Cons. Have they released white Joy-Cons for anything else previously? I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. Maybe in another region? They almost look like they're like the cardboard Labo ones for some reason to me, but they're just plain white. Nintendo has announced that they've been improving the Joy-Cons. There has been drift, and they said throughout the iterations of the Joy-Con, we have been trying to, make them better every iteration, and these ones are supposed to be the best yet. I don't know if unless we actually open these up, or if someone opens these up to actually test them. There has been Joy-Con drift issues, just like drift issues for the PlayStation system and for the Xbox, which is really sad over time. So let's put these in the dock for the first time. Getting that great sound click that everyone loves. And I'll also open up the dock too, and then we'll power on the system and we'll see how vibrant the screen really is. The dock looks like it comes double packaged, bubble wrap, and then of course this really thin foam layer too. Put that on the side. Really different dock, really sleek, much more futuristic, solid looking design. Really like this curve here too. Just taking a look at the dock right now, this looks like it just pops right off, so you can put it back on. That's not the same as the other dock where it's swiveled more often. And then here, if you can see, at the top you have the AC adapter, then you have the HDMI out, and then we have the Ethernet port at the bottom here. This curve is a lot better, obviously, for any of our cables, so it looks like you're just going to put this back on, and I think it just snaps back on, just like that. It's just really simple. I like that. Makes a lot of sense. On the side, you have two USB ports. On the front, it has the Switch logo embossed in white right there. And I guess we have the on light is right here, a lot smaller than the previous dock's variation. Like I said, you got that curve right there. And also, I think the system sits a little bit lower in the dock. More on that in a moment. Let's just see how this looks docked for the very first time. It's cool that when the Switch came out, everyone was kind of suggesting that Nintendo could definitely make the screen bigger if they make the bezel a little bit smaller over time and everything like that. So here it is, while docked. It does look more futuristic. Considering this system is now 4 years old and most of Nintendo's systems only last maybe 5 years, I do think the Switch is going to last longer. Nintendo announced that right out the gate as well. So let's just carefully take this back out of the dock. I'm going to try to power this on. The power button, by the way, is a little bit different than the previous power button. It looks like it's more, I think, cylindrical this time around. Oh, goodness. All right, this is exciting because it just looks so clear. By the way, both the volume buttons also look like they're a little bit different. Even the fan looks a little bit different. Let me just make sure the volume goes all the way down, just so that we can take a look at the screen. The screen's the main thing. Look at the bezel on this. They did make it looks like as small as they possibly could. It does look a lot more vibrant than the previous variation. Now, I'm not going to go through all this. I just wanted to show you what the screen looks like, and it's a little bit maybe challenging to see it through this, but that looks remarkably larger than the previous variation of the system. So to go over some of the other differences, as I said, on the top of the system, maybe I'll keep it like this without trying to touch the screen too much. We have the power button, and then the volume buttons are a little bit of a different shape. So let me just compare this to the previous Switch model that is the same size. Yes, I was right. Okay, so the previous power button is a circle. These ones look a bit more circular. Now they're more sleek, more horizontal buttons. The fan does look remarkably different this time around. I thought this variation of the fan was a little bit strange. I like the newer. Definitely looks a bit more sleek. Even the game card looks like it's a little bit different this time around. Then, of course, the front of the systems. You can tell that the previous one has that bezel going all the way around it, but this one does not. And then let's just take a look at the back of the new variation on the Switch compared to the old one. Of course, the kickstand on the old one was pretty pitiful. It felt like it was just thrown on. It didn't feel like it was that solid. This right here, it only really had one method of use. You couldn't really angle it too much. And you also put the SD card slot right here, and we have a few additional fans. On the new model, though, it looks like you can grab it from anywhere, and you can even put it to wherever you want because it's tight enough for you to display it in various settings, basically. Now, the micro SD card slot is still below the stand. This time it looks like it's the other way, and I really like the fact that you can put this at a lot of different angles, basically, for tabletop mode. So you can have it pretty much vertical, just like that. You can also angle it all the way down, and it's going to be almost essentially straight if you put it all the way down. That is it all the way down. So almost completely flat on the table. Then you can, of course, put the stand away and make it completely flat on the table. The audio is apparently also improved with this variation. You're not going to hear it, I think, as much as you're going to notice the really large, vibrant screen that exists on this. Also, let's compare the docks for a moment. So that's the new dock. This is one of the older docks. So let's just take a look at both of those. They look like they are the same height. I've heard rumors that this Switch dock is future-proof and it might be able to output 4K if Nintendo ever releases, and they will, a 4K Switch variation. I don't think they'll ever call it the Switch 2. I just think after the Switch OLED, the next variation we'll get is a 4K one, possibly in like a year and a half or something like that. Nintendo loves improving all of their docks, loves improving all their systems, rather. So the Switch logo on the old one was huge. This one's a lot smaller. Of course, you have the curved design that's white and black, and this one was originally just black. On the sides here, you can see the power switch buttons. Let's just pick these up. The light on signal right here, the LED was a lot bigger than on the old one than it is on the new one. You still have the two USBs. On the back, now you can see that curved design in the dock. The previous one kind of had this L pattern in it. And then when you open up the previous one, like I said, this just stays, whereas the new one kind of just pops right off if you want it to. A little bit more convenient for putting in the cords and everything like that. I'm always concerned I'm just going to break it when I put it back, but it does snap on quite well. The old port had a USB. This one has the Ethernet, so that's the major differences in these. The other thing that you're going to notice, though, is that the system does sit a little bit lower in the dock. So let me put in the new system in the dock, and you're hopefully going to see a little bit of a difference in how they dock a little bit lower in the new system. I think that's all the way down for that one. And then for the old system, let's put that one. And it's not a noticeable difference. It's not that much. To me, it looks like it might just be a few millimeters lower in the system. Just a little bit more sleek. You can probably tell if you look at this part down here that it's a little bit lower. It even has the curve right below there. So overall, the new system, if you're wondering, do I get the old one? Do I get the new one? Do I spend $300 US on the old one? Do I spend $350 on the new one? Buy the new one. You're going to be future-proofing yourself a little bit better. It's also going to really stun you how much bigger the screen is and how much better it is. So for this Christmas holiday, if you're trying to buy this for your family, for your kids, for yourself, I would probably highly recommend buying this variation. There's also the Switch Lite that does not dock. So that's a little bit of an annoying thing that you can't really share the system, and also the Joy-Cons don't detach from the Lite system. So I really recommend the OLED model. Spend the extra $50, get a much better screen for yourself, and also I just think this system with the minor improvements, the stand, the 64GB included storage isn't that much for a lot of games. I just think a lot of people are going to appreciate this one over time, way more so than the old system. If you're worried about battery life, the original Switch system that released had something like a max of roughly, like, I think it had, 2.5 to 4.5, maybe 5 hours of battery life on this one. This one is more like 4.5 to 9 hours, depending on what type of gameplay you're playing and how demanding it is on your system when you're playing the games. So it does have the improved Joy-Cons, the improved battery life, the better screen, the better audio, the better kickstand, the better memory, even though 64GB is really quite small compared to 2021 standards for games. I just really think this is the better model that you should probably pick up. If you're wondering what else comes included in the box other than the system, the dock, and the Joy-Cons, we of course have an HDMI cable. We also have the AC adapter, which is nice that Nintendo's actually including these with their systems. There was a period of time for the 3DS that they stopped. And then you also have the Joy-Con dock. This is not the Joy-Con charging dock. This is just the Joy-Con grip, I should say. So this is the Joy-Con grip, but it's not charging. You can't plug this one in and charge your Joy-Cons while it's in this. You might want to upgrade to get one of those. That is everything that's included in the box with the Nintendo Switch OLED. That is my unboxing of this. I really do give this system a huge thumbs up. I can't wait to actually play this, play some Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, and of course, also the Metroid Dread, which I will unbox tomorrow. So this video, hopefully for the Switch, is going up today, and tomorrow I hope to post the unboxing for Metroid Dread and also for the Amiibo. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to comment below. Is this something you're going to get as an upgrade? Are you interested in getting it if you don't have one at all? Would this convince you otherwise to maybe finally get a Nintendo Switch? And just what are your thoughts on this system for Nintendo's holiday season? Thanks again for watching. Feel free to fill the like bucket by clicking the like button below. Subscribe to the channel. You guys are fantastic. Go collect them all. Keep smiling while gaming. Have a great day, everyone, and enjoy the Nintendo Switch OLED.